Today, we're gonna have a very, very serious and emotional conversation. Once upon a time, there was a guy named James. James was just drowning in his sea of loneliness. James is in a hotel with a girl that isn't his missus. All right, fellas, today, we're gonna have a very, very serious and emotional conversation. We're gonna be talking about the big bad boy, alcohol. Bring your tissues because this is going to get emotional, and we're going to talk about why guys who drink alcohol all alone might need more than just liquid courage to face life's issues. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of a story. Once upon a time, there was a guy named James. For the sake of this story, let's just call him James. He was a bit of a loner, bit of a lone wolf, and for him, drinking alcohol was the key to solving some of his problems. He had his fair share of ups and downs, and he'd been through a lot, pretty much like most men. But the problem is, James was just drowning in his sea of loneliness. And all you gotta do is do some research to know that loneliness in men is at an all-time high. And here's the biggest issue. Alcohol might mask the pain, but it doesn't heal the wounds. Now, don't get me wrong. We all have a good time. We all love to drink it up in Ibiza, have a few drinks in Dubai, party with your friends in London. Don't get it twisted. But relying on alcohol to be your sole companion is sort of like going to try and slay a dragon with a butter knife. It just doesn't work. And I see so many men unable to fulfill their life passion because they can't go a day or a weekend without having a drink. They can't do anything social without having a drink. They can't even go on a date with a girl without having a drink. And that says more about you than you know. You see, fellas, real strength doesn't come from numbing our pain through drinking tons of alcohol, or even going out with your mates every single weekend and getting pissed because you think that that's the right thing to do and it's the only way that you can have a social life. And when they are social, they don't know how to be social without having a drink. And here's the reality of life. If you are struggling, going through a hard time, feeling vulnerable, alcohol only numbs the pain, but it does not solve the issue. And ultimately, if you decide to give up alcohol, I can almost guarantee that your life is going to be clearer, your mind's going to be sharper, and you are going to feel better about yourself as a man and as a human being. Real strength is not showing off in front of the boys about who can drink the most beers in one night. Real strength is not buying shots for everyone because it's the right thing to do. In fact, the strongest men that I know are men that stand on their own 2 feet and decide when they want to have a drink. They are never peer pressured into having a drink. The strongest men can say no to a drink because guess what? There is power in the word no. But you have to allow yourself to be vulnerable. Yeah, you might not go out with your friends as much as you used to. Yep, it might be a lot more difficult to find social circles that you enjoy. But guess what? When you do stop drinking, you actually start to enjoy going out a lot more. Trust me, I've been there. I don't want to end this video just yet. We ain't done yet. But if you are thinking about giving up alcohol, I want you to think on a deep level, how it's going to affect your family, your friends, the people that you're hanging out with at the moment. All of this is important because your physical health is important, but your social health is just as important. But there's one thing that's more important than all of this. It's being able to share and talk about your current circumstance, because that is where majority of us fellas are failing. We don't talk and we don't share. I'm not done because James has more of a story to tell. Although James is pretty lonely and he does love a drink, there is one thing about James that he did have in his life, and that was a very, very beautiful woman. But James had a secret, dirty little secret that he never ever told her about. And it is that whenever he does drink, he drinks till he blacks out. And every time he blacks out, he pretty much forgets what happened. So one day, James decided, hey, I'm gonna go out for a drink with the boys, and she's calling him. His beautiful missus is calling him. He's like, nah, you know what? If I take the call, I'm not gonna enjoy myself. So he ignores her call for the night, which, you know, in some cases you might be able to get away with that, but not James, because James just couldn't help himself. 1 drink, 2 drink, 3 drink. 10 drinks later, James is in a hotel with a girl that isn't his missus. And he got there because of this. The funny thing is, this is a typical story for James because he's never been able to hold down a relationship without having a drink. And it wasn't until the following week when his missus saw these random messages coming on his phone that James' world started to crumble because she left him, his friends were only around when he drank, and he woke up and realized that it's actually his fault. It's not that he's an alcoholic, but he doesn't know how to handle his drink. And this is a pattern that James notices among many people in his friendship group, even the guys that are married. So James decided it's time to make a change. And the change was very simple. He started off going cold turkey. It was a bit hard. So instead of having 8 drinks or 10 drinks, he started simple. I'm gonna have a maximum of 5 drinks. And then every single week, just went down by 1 drink each time until it got to week 6 and he had none. Was it difficult? Yes. But did James still have a good time without having a drink? Yes. Because you know why? He had to find other ways to actually show his personality. he had to find the courage to talk to people. He had to actually be social with his friends without bonding over alcohol. Does this sound similar to a lot of struggles that most men have these days? I think so. And the best part about this, after week 6, it became a normal occurrence. James was now able to manage his drink because he knew what it felt like to have none, and he knew what it felt like to have a ton. And he's no longer sitting at home with a bottle of whiskey or beer. And now James is actually fulfilling his life potential. So my brothers, let's raise a toast. In fact, no, let's raise a glass for connection, vulnerability, openness, and sharing. And ultimately, giving up the drink. You don't have to give it up for good. It's about being able to manage how much you drink, just like my friend James. And remember, it's not about drinking alone, it's about living together. Please like and share this video, share it with your mates. And if you do want to change your life and transform yourself as a man, feel free to hit the link in the description to find out more about my Optimized Athlete program. It's a mental and physical transformation program for men who want to level up in every single area of their life. And don't forget to like, save, and share. And if you're struggling with your weight and you want to get in amazing shape this year, all you got to do is watch this video right here. Peace.